And a pleasant Thursday evening, everybody. Hello, hello. Welcome to Fish Lake, Idaho, and episode 6 of the Nowhere Fast series. We're going to try to see if we can make it all the way down to Johnson Creek today. So we've got some work to do. Let's get started.
Okay. Groovy. Hey, Bran, I apologize for interrupting, but there is no audio on your. Oh, there it is. I can hear me. I just can't hear you.
It's because I have the mic. I unmuted the wrong thing there. So anyway, yeah,
Yep, yep.
you haven't missed much, guys. I'm just trying to get the briefing in here. But so Fish Lake, we're probably going to have to. We'll be departing to the northeast. We're going to have to do probably some orbiting to climb out, but we'll eventually get going out here to the probably there's a little bit of a notch in the mountains we can kind of shoot down there. We'll pick up this little drainage here, and you can kind of see where I'm going with this. This first leg is pretty short. There's a nice little valley and clearing there, and we come down here. We just keep following the scenery, and that'll take us down to Moose Creek. One uniform one. So that's again, depart, circle, try to head yourself down to the southeast. There's really only one way to go, and you'll see once we get started. You'll see the drainage. Just follow it, and then Moose Creek is right down there. The hardest part is you have to get, you depart here at 5,600, and you've got to get, up over 7,000, and then you got to get yourself down to 2,454. So, questions on this first leg, guys?
Negatory. No, that's a quick hit.
Are we landing at one uniform one?
We are. We are landing at Moose Creek. All right. Well, I'm going to get fired up. If you guys are ready, you are welcome to depart, but I'll try to get going here just as soon as I can. We've done the walk around and all that good stuff. We're ready, and so we we do have somebody that looks like they're attempting a new airplane
Ref, you
today,
might have
so
to
that's all right.
pull out behind where I'm at, because right now on my scenery you're on.
Okay, brake is
Do you see?
on.
I'm behind you. If you want to just loop around to your left and then kind of just park wherever I'm parked, that's where you want.
Nav beacon is on. Mixture full forward. Yeah, I think we're ready to go here. All right, all right. I don't know what I have I've been wrestling a little bit with my settings here, so let me do this real quick. Oh yeah, I've got sounds turned way down. So I'm going to turn those back up to kind of normal. It's
Yeah,
going
you're
to
good
seem
now.
really loud for just a second, but I'm going to come back over here and put on the Bose noise canceling headphones. Love that feature. This is the Nhadmod for the Coronado 150, by the way, in case you're wondering. And love that, love that, love that. Okay, so I do have live weather turned on. I'm gonna kind of just see how it goes. It doesn't look like it's too bad where we're at, so we're gonna roll with it as long as we can. It just adds a little bit of I think just a different element here. So but the winds are negligible right here, 308 at 3. There's only one way we can depart, but the thing is that's important here is a barometric pressure of 3016. So I'm going to spin that up. I don't know if this was part of what was muted, but Fish Lake is 5,646 feet. So this is this is way off then, isn't it? So something's not jiving here. We should be 5640. So I'm going to spin that back down, and there's a lot of reasons why this could be that way. I do have the time moved back to like 8 in the morning Idaho time, and or it could be that I am yep, okay, live weather mode. Maybe I had custom weather going. There it is. Okay, 2982 is what it's telling me now. And that jives better. Okay, so there we go. All right. Let's see. What else is left to do? We're going to turn the cabin heat on, and we're going to make sure that trim is set. And we're going to do a little flaps. Just one notch of flaps on the departure. This is a nice long runway, so okay, gentlemen, I think I'm pretty close. Are we about there?
I'm ready. I was just waiting for someone else to follow up.
Okay.
Same deal. I don't think I'm gonna lead this one. I do enough leading with the Virtual USA Flying Club.
Okay, I don't mind leading. Let me do a quick radio check here. Fish Lake radio check. All right. Fish Lake traffic. Cessna 11816 will be departing to the northeast. Fish Lake. I don't know what this runway is, but we're going to go ahead and take it. Brakes off.
Mike, radio check.
All right, good deal. So whoever it was that suggested this, if it was not, in fact, Jet Pilot Cinnamon, whoever it was all those days ago, thank you. This is an awesome airport. I had a lot of fun messing around with it, and it's been a ton of fun to fly in here. So we'll talk a little bit more about that, though, once we get going. So again, we're going to depart here, and we're going to try to just make a probably and Fish Lake 11816. We're going to go ahead and we'll make a climbing left-hand turn out of the departure, Fish Lake. We need to be going back over our shoulder, essentially. There's airspeed's alive. It takes a little while at 5,400 feet with this plane, as you can see. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. And lift the nose. We'll use a little ground effect. I'm not too proud to do that. Attempted English.
You just went.
There we go, guys.
You're just passing from me.
All right, pull the flaps up.
You can go in front of me. I don't care.
Watch the mountain coming up on our 12 o'clock.
You can go through. Go through.
We're just going to try to kind of aim for this notch right here. Just pick up some altitude. Maybe we can use the mountain, the hillsides here to give ourselves a little bit of lift as well. I know that that's something that X-Plane seems to model pretty well. Ever so gently leaning for maximum power. Okay, I think we're
You're
getting
good to roll, Raffy.
above the terrain here, and we need to be kind of coming back again, like I said, on a southeasterly heading. So we'll just bring it all the way around. It's just a left-hand climber. We'll just try to kind of come right back over the airfield. Yep, I think we're going to be in good shape. And Fish Lake traffic, November 11816. So we're on the left-hand climb out. We're just going to pass right back over the top of the airfield and head to the southeast, Fish Lake. Ooh, not by much. Yeah, not by much. Boy, that was a little bit of work. I'll leave the lights on just because, again, I think it's easier for everybody else to see. But, yeah, and I think we need close to 7,000 to get over the top of these hills. And then we're down and actually just trying to lose altitude after that once we get over the top of this ridge. So there's our airfield. Everybody else is heading out. And we're on our way. We're on our way to Moose Creek. And so anyway, back to the whole, somebody mentioned Fish Lake as a place to go. That's part of what this is all about, is the interaction between the people that are flying and watching and my flight route. I really don't have a specific flight route. I just want to go see all those little tucked away hidden gems that people know about. And somebody at some point in time, I'm going to have to go back and watch the stream, said that this was a place to check out, and they were absolutely right. Now the other place that we're checking out is courtesy Steve PHL. He just out of the goodness of his heart threw together Moose Creek one afternoon, and it was a really nice little piece of scenery, and I just felt like it would be perfect for today's route. And then of course down to Johnson Creek, it's that's a heavyweight type of off a bush airport, backcountry airport. So you kind of have to go to Johnson Creek. But anyway, so this first one we're coming up on is thanks and courtesy of Steve PHL. Appreciate that, man, and it's good to have you along with us on the flight today. All right, so here's what I'm talking about, guys. If you're watching and listening, as soon as you get over that ridge, you just need to start kind of cutting altitude, because I cleared everything at 6,500, and I'm just going to start heading down. But it's pretty evident the direction that you need to go. For the most part, it's generally a southeasterly direction, so you can kind of see the terrain, and it just sort of leads you right in. But the big challenge is the big challenge is trying to get down in time. So that's going to be what we're all going to have to work on. Okay, so guys, once you get over that ridge, once you clear the ridge to the south of the airfield, it's just you've got to just start cutting altitude. You have to be down around 3,500 for pattern altitude, and I think the way, if you can swing it, the way to approach is actually to overfly the airfield to the west, and then come back up and land. It's uphill that way. You land back to the northeast. Steve, you made this airport, so you can correct me if I'm wrong, but is that kind of, from the videos, it looks like that's kind of the approach?
Yeah, that certainly works. You can actually follow the creek right into one of the airstrips if the weather permits and you have the right altitude, but flyover is probably the best prudent approach.
Yeah, and I think one of those, I'm going to go ahead and just use Unicom here too, because it's a little easier. So I think one of the runways is runway 1 or something like that. But anyway, there's 2 runways to pick from, and I'll just as you make your approach, if you feel good and the area is clear, you can go ahead and just make whatever is comfortable for you. All right, so we're doing pretty well, or doing pretty good. We can't give up too much altitude too quickly here, but I feel like we're under control and doing a nice job. I would take this weather all day. I did do a practice run. Well, it was several segments, but one time I loaded up and it was like a 9 to 12 knot wind, and it added a layer of challenge to this particular route, but was also kind of fun. But anyway, I want to say this first leg is all of probably 12 to 15 miles maybe, and it's kind of a zigger and a zagger.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Let's see what we see here. Oh, there's a guy behind us. That must be Steve. There we go, down and around. Someone's in a DR-40. Is that? I mistakenly thought that was an airfield they were wanting to go into, but that's an aircraft. I'm not familiar with that. Is that that Robin? I thought they said DR-40. Okay, so down we go again, kind of east, but we don't want to turn north. We want to just stay on this heading here, just kind of keep ourselves creeping down through the valley. We get to 3,500 and we can make a judgment call as to, you know, again, if we feel like a straight in approach is doable, or if we want to just get a lay of the land and you know, come back in from the west side. We're just about down to 3,500. We got less than 1,000 to go. So here it's coming up. We've got a nice big valley where it opens up, and then we kind of go, we hang a little bit of a right there, and then we start to see Moose Creek opening up for us. The winds again 177 at 2, so they're pretty much a non-factor. So I think we're free to kind of land whichever way we want, but as we're coming in this way, I do think it's slightly downhill, but the runways are fairly long, so I think we'd be okay either way. Let's see. Black Fox is checking in. Sparker VR, hello. Titanium Druid, welcome everybody. Welcome to episode 6 of Nowhere Fast. I am in X-Plane, so you can make landing rate predictions if you want to dethrone Al South MIA as the landing rate champ. So that's coming up. You'll have 5 opportunities for that tonight. So I'm not sure how we'll sort that out.
Brian, what's your name on Twitch?
Melvin Leroy. Go to my channel, Rafi. I'm just hosting him.
Oh, sorry about that, guys. Man, oh man. Don't know what's going on here, but I got the coughing going on. Alright, so here we go. Like I say, a nice little clearing here. A little bit of a right-hand turn. And then we're going to just take a look-see and kind of see where we...
By the way, Brian, just FYI, the 1080p looks good.
Hey, nice, man. I appreciate the help on that. Like I said, I am so new to everything here that that's not even something that I knew was an option. So I'm glad. That's good to hear. 4-day for me. Hello. Good evening. Welcome to the mountains of Idaho. Welcome to Nowhere Fast. All right, Titanium Druid. Thanks for the sub, man. Much appreciated. All right, so I'm turning here. Moose Creek traffic, 11816. We're at the clearing north of the airfield. We're going to be overflying the field and then heading to the west, coming back, landing to the northeast. Moose Creek. That was easily the worst radio call that has ever been made. I'm glad that Titanium subbed before I made that radio call. He's probably trying to figure out how can I unsub right now, but yeah, thanks for that, man. Appreciate that. So I'll give you a little bit of a feel for where we're going once I get on the ground. We have a few stops planned, and this is a bush series, and we're doing backcountry stuff, and it's kind of one of the rules is no pavement. So we're trying to find those turf and those dirt runways, and this is one of them. Again, courtesy Steve PHL. Much appreciated with the Moose Creek scenery. You can kind of see up there a little bit, like that's one of the runways.
Keep your eyes out for the moose down on the airstrip. Sometimes they get in the way.
I was going to save that as a little treat for those guys. But you can see we probably could shoot this here, but I think again, and actually we'd be fairly into the wind, honestly. But I've already made that call. We're going to go by. This must be runway like 3 and 2-1, and I think there's another one that runs. No, maybe this is runway 1. I don't know, but my plan is to intercept not this one, but the other runway there, because it runs right by the Moose. At Moose Creek 11816, we're going to take a right down the valley and make a 360 come up. Looks like it's runway 6 at Moose Creek.
Michael, follow the traffic.
So, okay. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to toss a notch of flaps in and get our speed down. Hopefully help our turn a little bit here as well. We're going to have to go a little ways through. I think there's a little bit of a clearing here, but we have to go just a little ways. Unless you feel like hammerheading it, I guess. But I'm going to go ahead, kind of get through here just a little bit, like just right around this turn. I think it opens up slightly, and then we can turn around.
I think a split S is permitted to establish yourself on final.
Roger. Boy, I think, and Moose Creek 11816, we're going to plan a left hand and a modified hammerhead turn here at this next clearing. See how well I can pull that off.
And I know Michael throw a wing over it behind the boss man.
Oh, actually, we may not need to. It's fairly well open. So, all right. So a little hammerhead that's modified. I'm not going to go full on hammerhead stall and all that, but we'll go up. We'll let the nose drop. We'll kind of pick our airspeed back up, and that wasn't actually half bad. That wasn't half bad. All right. And we didn't crash into Steve behind us, so that was also a bonus. Yep, I think this is probably runway. We're going to call it runway 6, even if it's not runway 6. And a Moose Creek traffic 11816 at 3,000 on probably 4-mile final runway 6, Moose Creek. Dimitri Lee, good evening, sir. Welcome. This is the Nowhere Fast series, and yeah, this is what I love to do, my friend. This is Moose Creek in the beautiful mountains of Idaho, and we're way too fast. Luckily, we have a lot of room here, and we'll slow down quickly. There's a second notch of flaps. Get your landing rate predictions in. And a full notch of flaps. We're going to have to bleed some airspeed here, boys. So we'll be down a ways. That's okay, that just in case somebody's coming in on that north-south runway. And, ooh, there's a little bit too much flare. And not the best in the west here, guys. Boom. Yeah, 199. I don't think it was even that good, but we'll roll up onto the top of the hill. We'll take a great landing. What the heck? 2 bounces and 1 skip. Yeah, I've got an actual thing now, Black Fox. I don't know if it's good or not, but at Moose Creek, we're going to taxi all the way up to the top of the hill on runway 6, and then we'll get out of the way. Oh, I forgot. Oh, I think I missed the moose. Darn it. Specifically came up to this runway just so I could show you that Steve's pet moose. I think this was an airplane in the scenery, so we'll just bring it around over here, and oh, there's Steve. Oops. Oh, I'm not going to be able to stop here, so. All right, well, we're up here. We'll have a good view of what's going on, and see if anybody else. Well, maybe that wasn't an airplane, but where is that moose that Steve put? I know he put one up here.
Calgary Cub 1 Whiskey Yankee is in a clearing. We're going to be making a left 180-degree turn to join the final for runway 6.
I'm going to scoot over there by Steve and try to get out of the way here. I thought I was more out of the way than I was, but that's not good, so. And then I'll show you what's going on here as far as the routing. But really nice scenery here from our friend Steve PHL. This would be a heck of a place to visit too. I chose that runway specifically so I'd see your pet moose, man. I missed it.
No, we got a few back here.
All right, so we'll keep our eyes peeled here, but in the meantime, let me get the folks that just tuned in caught up. This is the first part of the episode tonight. We started here at Fish Lake. We zigged and zagged a little to the southeast, and we landed at Moose Creek, USFS. Hazardous to hazardous. You gotta love it. So now I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna plan our second part here.
And 1 Whiskey Yankee is on short final for runway 6. Moose Creek.
This is a little bit of a longer looking leg. Oh, we may have to watch this first, guys. This is a little longer looking leg, but we have actually a couple of stops that we're going to do. So it's deceptive. Let's see how we do here.
Moose Creek traffic, Sport Mike Charlie is on final, Moose Creek.
Much better looking approach profile than I had. Can tell that guy knows what he's doing. Yep, a little bit of an elevation correction issue, and he may not. I tried to share out the scenery, but again, it's hit or miss as far as that goes. But he's down. No catastrophe there. Nobody cartwheeling down the field or anything. So that's always a good thing. And what's he rendering as? Is he rendering as something that we really truly have? Rendering as a tail dragger Bonanza V-tail. Okay. Oh, and he's down. We've got some static airplanes over there as well. And let's see. That's 4 of us. Did we end up with 5? 5 total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we have 5 total. So we must still have somebody coming. And let me just I don't
Rafi,
normally.
just come over, I guess, where we're at if you can.
I can't really because for me you're in the forest and I have
No.
no idea how to get there.
Honestly, they're in the forest for me too. I'm just driving through it.
I can't even like see like good lights or anything. Like I'll try to make it over.
We'll make noise.
I like how there's buildings out here, but there's just trees all over the place in the base scenery.
So,
think they thought this
okay.
was
Is this us? Okay, maybe we're all down. All right, very good, very good. So if that's the case, then I think we'll go ahead and we'll brief our next leg here.
I don't have any scenery for the next, so I think I'm just gonna hover around it. Maybe just go to C48.
Yeah, no problem. The next one, yeah, if you, I there's a couple kind of along the route, and if the one we land at isn't one that you have rendered, then you'll have other choices. So just do yeah, just have fun with it, man. So I'm going to go ahead and just really quickly brief the second leg here, and then after this, it's um, I'll put the entire route up. But this is the tricky part. This leg and the next leg is kind of the tricky part. So I just wanted to take a couple of minutes and make sure we knew where we were going here. So we are departing out of Moose, and we're going to be heading southeast towards Shearer Airfield. We're not going to actually land at Shearer, but we're going to follow that drainage. The airfield that we are looking for is called North Creek Ranch, and it's in between Shearer and Running Creek. So it's a tough one to find, and it's the most challenging approach of the day. And so, you know, if you have it and you want to try it, rock and roll. If not, I understand. You may very well see either Shearer or Running Creek rendered in the default. So feel free to hit either one of those. But that's kind of our next stop. If you end up not going to either of those or any of those, where the river forks there, the Selway River forks at Running Creek, you want to make sure that you take a right. You want to head west, and then there's a drainage that we're going to follow all the way down, essentially to the Salmon River, and it's about like a 25-mile little drainage. It's very easy to follow, but and the Salmon River is you'll see it. It's a nice wide river, but the tricky part is right where we intercept the Salmon River is actually Allison Ranch, which is going to be our third stop. So one of those two will be you know either the North Creek Ranch or Allison Ranch will be our next stop. If none of those work, then just keep following the Salmon River down to Wilson Bar. You're gonna have that one. That's just that was there in my default. So we'll just kind of, I guess, as we go, we'll figure out where everybody's at, and if we get split up, we'll just plan on meeting down there at Wilson Bar.
Okay.
All right, so depart down the hill and hang a left. And I guess I'll go ahead and lead it again, and we'll see what happens. So 4-day for me, yeah, he did miss the runway, but again, some of these guys have different scenery than I do, so so it's a little bit of a different look for them, and they probably hit the runway that they had modeled on their package. So it's one of the things still in VATSIM that we're still trying to work the kinks out. And you can see some of them look like they're sunk in, and some of them look like the wrong
Northwest, do you mind if I go
airport.
in front of you on this one, because I was actually having a hard time staying behind. Thank you.
And Moose Creek traffic, November 11816, departing departing 24, and we'll be making a left-hand traffic on the departure, Moose Creek. This little bit shorter runway, so I'm going to try not to rub wings with this guy. Maybe got a little close. We're going to use every foot of it. And again, guys, it's a little dark. Sorry, it's kind of overcast right now, but keep your eyes peeled because Steve has hidden some moose around here. I know there's a few in the neighborhood. All right, so here we go. We'll get rolling. And again, it's we gotta really hit it hard here, and then make a left and get ourselves heading to the east. There's our good airspeed and rotation. Lower elevation, things seem to work a little bit better. Climbing out.
Moose Creek traffic, 99 Mike following the 152 out with a left-hand turn.
Moose Creek traffic, that's the 4 Mike Charlie, go there behind 99 Mike.
All right, so
That's, yeah, that's Pablo, 24 Mike Charlie. And, Carver Cop 1 Whiskey Yankee is going to be departing behind 4 Mike Charlie, Moose Creek.
I tell you, probably around 3,000 or 3,500 is probably about all you need through this little canyon, by the way.
Ooh, that's tight at 210.
All right, so flaps coming up.
4 Mike Charlie, airborne.
Grab a little bit of airspeed. Again, we don't need to get crazy here. You know, somewhere around 90 knots is good for us. Black Fox says his Skyhawk wants to go fishing there. Yeah, buddy. Well, yeah. Kenny checking in, lurking for a while. Good to see you, my friend. Snuck in on me there. So here, this is going to be the hardest approach right here, guys. So the most challenging, and it may be. I mean, it's an all or none deal. If I don't hit it, I'm just going to keep going, because the turnaround, the go around, and coming back is going to be interesting with all the guys following me. So. I think by the way, guys, if just because of the amount of traffic we have in the valley, if I don't hit the North Star Creek Ranch as I'm coming straight in, I'm just going to keep going, and we'll land down there at Allison, because I just don't think it's going to be very safe to try to turn around and make our way back in with all the traffic. So it's going to kind of be a one-shot deal.
Don't miss.
I'll try to give you a little bit of a heads up as we go, but yeah, it's you'll have fun. You'll enjoy it. So the first thing we're going to see, though, is we're going to see the Shearer airfield, and then there's actually another airfield that's in between Shearer and North Star Creek. That it's a like some kind of a lodge, like a resort lodge, and those are both. I kind of fiddled around with them a little bit, but Shearer is landable. It looks okay, but the other one I never could quite get to look very good, so I didn't worry about it. But again, this will be a pretty quick leg, and then we'll have some in between space. After this, it's a good 30 miles to Allison, and then after Allison, it's a few miles down to Wilson Bar. So yeah, we're getting there. All right, so we're taking a look. I think this may be around the corner. This may be one of ours. Let me take a look here. So dang dark. Yeah, can't tell. Yeah, that is one. Nope, that's not one. Nope, that's not one. Yeah, we're going fast now. Slow down. Slow down. Speed is not your ally right now. I know you want to carry some power through here, but you don't want to get going too fast, because as you see, it's a little bit of a tight one. I don't want to slow down too much either, though, if I've got a 210 behind me. Oh my gosh, what did I do? I think I got out of the canyon somehow. I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. I'm in big trouble. I'm in huge trouble. Ah!
Passing downstream behind you, Brad.
I somehow got out of the canyon and have crashed into the mountain. I'm going to have to respawn here, guys. Sorry.
Rip.
Oh my goodness.
Calling the authorities.
All right. Well, I'm not surprised at a crash, but oh geez. Boy, when I crashed, I crashed. But I am surprised I did that.
Oops, a daisy.
Whoa. Yeah, whoops, sorry, but I crashed so hard that it actually crashed X-Plane.
Nice.
All right, I'm gonna spawn back at Moose Creek, and I'll be right in behind you guys. All right, so let's try that again, my friends. Let's say we're departing there. 2, 2, and 4, I guess. Oh man, yeah, that was not good. That was not good, guys. But that's how fast it can happen, and yeah, you gotta. I was looking at the airfield instead of keeping my eyes on the water, and that yeah, that's what happens. Trax 360 spilled his drink. Yeah, sorry about that. I do have a case of beer though at the next airport, so we can get you another one. Yeah. Scenery updated now with a deep divot. What in the world? I am explain. Okay, explain. What are we doing here? What's going on? What is going on? Let's try this one more time. I don't know. Maybe the night is done early for me. Maybe I just have to sit here by my plane and
That's
get
one
a.
beautiful 707 wallpaper you got there.
Thanks, man. Maybe I just need to build a shelter and get a friction fire going or something, and I don't know. All right, we're gonna try this one more time. That was really weird. I've never had X-Plane do that to me though, but there's a couple things that are a little bit weird with this Carenata 152. One of them is you can't do replay mode because it freaks out after you're done with replay mode. It literally shoots you straight up in the sky like the space shuttle. And then every now and again, when you do have a crash like that, it doesn't really let you reset things very nice and easy.
Okay,
So,
so
oh man. Well,
yeah, I just crossed over sheer. North Star is just a little bit to the south. So I guess we just keep following the river valley and hope we catch it.
it'll be just past Shearer, probably 2 miles, and it's off of a left-hand turn. Boy, this is not good, guys. Let's see, what can I do? I'm gonna close down Active Sky. I'm gonna close down everything here. Open the task manager. Kill any instances. Yep, good call. Yeah, see, there it is. So I think it was still somehow trying to talk to Active Sky or X-Pilot, and that's kind of what happened. I don't want to reboot because I don't want to lose the stream, but that may be what I end up doing here. So there's Active Sky and that task. I wouldn't think it would have anything to do with talking to Discord, and I don't see anything else here that look. Oh, there's X-Plane. Sure enough, there's something trying to run. Let's make you go bye-bye. And there we go. Kenny Monster, I'm glad you came through for me, man. You managed to save all my glorious moments, including the happy birthday song. So honored to be clipped once again by you, my friend. Okay. Maybe what I'm going to do then is this. Guys, I'm gonna spawn at North Star Creek Ranch since I've kind of been a little bit late getting restarted here. Okay, there we go. North Star Creek Ranch, and we'll spawn up here one of these parking areas. We will say a little prayer. Please let this work. Weather's ready to go. Was awesome. Yeah, Titanium Druid so far the leader in the landing rate category. Negative 4,502 was his guess, and the actual number was negative 1 million. So that was right now he's in the lead, looking to dethrone our current landing rate champion, Al South MIA. Sometimes X-Plane crash does not fully shut down X-Plane. Yeah, I guess I'm learning that lesson right now. I'm still pretty new to X-Plane. I'm only about, yeah, there we go. 5 months into it, 4 months into it. Okay, we're back. We are back. Let's connect back to the network. All right, guys, I am back. I'm at North Star Creek Ranch, and I'll be on the lookout for you guys. Squawk and Charlie. I got to get this baby going again, though. Okay. Oh boy, I'm going to have to do get the chocks and stuff off. I'm not going to do the full walk around. We're just going to assume that I was able to...
do you see me on the ground, Brant? I think I'm at North Star here. Are you on VATSIM?
I do see you, man. Yeah, nicely done. Nicely done. So if you taxi up by me, the departure is kind of from up by the hill or up by the houses here, kind of right down to where you're at, and you lift off right off the end of the lip there. Oh, there's somebody else coming in. Very cool. Very cool. Over the top of the trees. And this is oh no! Oh, somebody went and pulled a me. All right. Thanks for not making me feel so bad, whoever that was.
Was that you, Rafi?
Battery on. Mixture full forward.
You're
Prop.
talking about the guy who flipped over. That was me.
I told you this was gonna be the challenging one.
This airport is a mess because I don't have any ortho.
Oh yeah.
Should have cooked some up.
I don't even render anything on just base.
Yeah.
Does it show up at all on the default then?
No.
Yeah.
At all. Nothing.
All
You
right.
guys are just on a hillside for me.
Well, keep
Yeah,
on going down then, and feel free if you need to go all the way clear down to Wilson Bar, that's fine.
I'm right over the top of you guys if you want to look up.
Okay. Let's make sure we have everything turned back on here. Comm's going to come on. I am going to put the heat back on. I am going to let's reset the compass. We're about what are we about?
I'm pretty much just turning right over you guys right now.
I think about 205. That pretty close. I think that's pretty close. And again, an altimeter here. Boy, oh boy. According to Active Sky, we should be somewhere in this 2983 range. Whoops, that's about where we were. Yep, somewhere around 2800. All right, so I'm finally ready to go again. Is everybody either near this airfield or gone past, or what do you need me to do?
Ready to follow you up, Brent, whenever you're ready to roll.
Yeah, you guys go. I'm just turning over you.
Okay.
Line gets formed again.
All right, North Star Creek Ranch. Crash Davis heading to the runway to take off. right, so there's a guy actually down at the end where we're going to be attempting to depart from. Looks like he's going to maybe be moving himself around. It might be our friend Northwest Orient, who, by the way, is like a maestro in the C-130. He has got that thing into more places than I know, and generally speaking, does a masterful job. It is very rare that you'll see him not pull off a landing. So that was a rare sight. Respawn the divot. It's probably still there. I don't know. This is a pretty comprehensive simulation, Black Fox. One thing I am going to do is this. I put those noise cancelers back on. Oh boy, that's much better. All right, so here we are.
See where you guys look like on the surface, Timmy. I put a picture in your cup of coffee.
Sweet. All right, I'll check it out. Okay, let's get up on top of this hill. We need every foot off of this little patch. So we'll get up here and get her turned around. Get it pointed in the right direction, kind of roughly there. Maybe I'm a little off here still, darn it. I'm having trouble locating the runway here, guys.
I think I'm looking right down it.
I think you are as well. So, okay, if you want to take the lead, basically, we'll continue down in another mile or so. You're gonna see Running Creek. You want to hang a right, and then you're gonna see a really nice big drainage that starts heading us down to the southwest. Or I don't mind sneaking out in front of you, whichever you'd like to do.
After you, sir.
Dang it, I was afraid you were gonna say that. All right, so we're gonna come over then.
You guys look like ants.
We're gonna come over and try to get closer to you. We're gonna hit it on the roll. Yep, we're not quite on it yet. I'm going 0 flaps right till the last minute. I'm trying to build as much airspeed as I can, and then I'm gonna toss a couple of flaps in right now. Boom, and we're off. And that's the beauty of that airport right there, guys. The departure is freaking awesome. And North Star Creek Ranch, 11816, hanging a left and clearing the area. Deja vu. All right, that's a fun departure. Let's we want to not go up the Box Canyon this time. I think that's going to be my goal. Coming up is Running Creek, and this is another airport I worked on, and I just about included it, but I like the departure out of North Star a little bit better, and I also the landing is a lot more challenging. But you can see the airstrip out in front of me on my 12 o'clock. That's Running Creek, and Running Creek traffic 11816. We're going to be taking a right at the airstrip, Running Creek. Okay, so right-hand turn. I'm going to bring the power back just a little bit, and that's a fun little area to land in. It's tight. It is super tight, but it's also uphill and it's really long, and it's you know, it's a one way in, one way out though. There's no go around. Once you're committed, you got to go, and it's nothing to mess around with. But yeah. And so, guys, after North Star, you do need to generally be climbing here to get up and over the top of things. So just for a heads up. And we are going to do just that. Add some more power in. I've got my flaps up. I'm going to lean things out just a bit. Try to pick up a little bit more power. And then here in just a bit, kind of around this turn, we'll have a nice big valley that will follow. 24 miles. So All I see is mountains at the end of the runway. Yeah, this is for you, man. This would be a trip because whenever Ralph gets in here, Downwind Sim gets in here with his VR stuff, he just is in heaven, you know, looking around and seeing the ortho, and his orientation is so much better than mine just because he can see, you know, basically all the way around. So it's pretty interesting to, and watching his stream, you know, you can really see the difference in VR versus this kind of old school stuff. Kenny back to lurking. Yep, he tuned in just in time to see me crash to cut a clip, and then back to Lurkville. I see how it is. All right, coming up. I don't think this. Nope, that's not it yet. We're almost there. Almost there. Actually, we're in it right now. I'm sorry, we're in it. We're heading south. So not much here to look at. Just kind of follow the draw, and then once we clear over the top, we should see the Salmon River, and at that point, hopefully we can be back. We have to be back down, like, again, about 2,000, you know, or so, 2,500 to have a shot at landing at Allison. Allison's the challenge for Allison is just getting down altitude wise. The airstrip itself is not too crazy. It's kind of an uphill deal, but it has another fun departure because it's kind of like what we just had there. It kind of drops off a cliff. So guys, there is no like wrong way with this. You just generally keep going south to southwest until you run into the Salmon River, essentially, and then from the Salmon River you start again. You just kind of follow it southwest.
Roger.
I just tend to try to pick like whatever terrain that I can get over at the moment. Oh, look at that. 4 dudes in trail, 3 at least, and you can kind of see we've got some business decisions to make here coming up. I think we need every bit of 7,000, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe not quite that much, but as you can see, there's lots of options. I mean, you have lots of different ways you can go here and there and meander to and fro. So that's kind of cool. I can't wait to watch the clip, Kenny. I'm telling you, yeah. Favorite part of my night. By the way, Black Fox, if I didn't tell you already, thanks for the host. Jet Pilot Cinnamon, thanks for the host. Appreciate it, guys. At some point, you know, I'll give you guys something good to watch. At least I'm giving you entertaining things to watch. So the one cool thing I have found in X-Plane is depending on the time of day, like I've flown this route a couple times, and one time it was nice and sunny, but I am finding that there is a little bit of lift that you find on kind of that sunny side of the mountain, you know, where the air is being warmed, and And so that, I think that's pretty cool. That's a nice feature. It certainly comes in handy when you're flying in the mountains, but I wasn't sure if it was modeled or not, and I think it is. I haven't done extensive testing and research on it, but just with what little backcountry flying I've done here, and for the first few months of my X-plane career, it seems to be working pretty well. We're kind of heading just a hair, maybe more west than. Yeah, I think we're actually going to be okay. The general heading from Running Creek to Allison is about 200. So yeah, we're here, we're there, we're close, and I think we're just about to get over it, which is cool. I forgot to set my timer. That's a bad thing. Whatever it is, the newest version for me. I don't know what it is, but unless something new came out today, which could be, but the last update I picked, and then I also select the experimental option too. So the thing I'm also excited to try out is apparently the dynamics for like if you land on floats, that's supposed to be rendered now, and so that's or improved, I should say. So that's kind of cool, because that's one of the things in P3D that I like doing. I've got a Milviz Beaver, and it's fun to put the floats on and go horse around with some of those airports. They did some improvements in 1140 and 1141. Yeah. Well, it's cool. It's again, it's such a GA friendly sim. It really is, and in so many ways, from just like what we're talking about right here, to ortho scenery, the ability to create that, and all the GA planes that are available, and just how many like really awesome mods that are available. Like I hemmed and hawed between this plane and the Just Flight 152, and I ended up going with this one just because there was that Nadrian mod that was available. So I am not using the Vulcan Alpha. I'm curious to see though how that does, what that does, how much that improves. I think the jury's out on that. The people in the know are kind of like, yeah, don't expect miracles. But I know there's a lot of folks that are really squeezing every last ounce of performance out of their machines, that are hopeful that it's going to be, it's going to give them a little boost. Yeah, I see 4 of us right now. Hopefully he's somewhere back there.
Yeah, I think he dropped out.
Ah, man. Well, we'll miss you. Thanks for hopping in for a little while. All right. We're just again trying to scoot through a little bit of terrain. I don't know that I have enough altitude, but I have plenty of power right now, and I could probably climb another 800 foot without too much trouble. So for me, yep, that was me about, well, November, and I was working on, or I was actually saving for some upgrades for my machine, and ended up just biting the bullet before I had upgraded like I wanted to. And I mean, I was running an i3, and so you can, I was pretty low powered, but you're able to turn things down and still get a feel for the game, and I'm glad I did. It gave me a little bit of a preview, and then as I slowly added some RAM, and I added a new processor, and I've kind of made some improvements over the last couple of months. Obviously the performance is better, and and you know I appreciate that too. But it's been a good. I don't want to say a switch because I still fly P3D a bunch, but it's been a nice addition. I think you will enjoy it as well. That looks pretty cool. Gray skies. Maybe I need to take that off and give you some sunny skies. I don't know. As long as the ceilings don't get too low, I think we'll be fine. The only thing I do miss right now, and again, I don't know how you pull it off, but I do miss the seasons. It looks vastly different, obviously, this in this country this time of year. But you know, that's all stuff they'll get figured out. All right, so I think what I'm seeing, this head wall up here, I believe is kind of shapes the Salmon River, and so we're going to have to just kind of figure out which way we want to go, and then start to cut some altitude. We may have to end up doing some 360s to get back to Allison. I don't honestly know the best way to approach Allison, so I'm going to first try to find it, and then we'll figure out how to approach it. I right now I've upgraded to an i9, and I'm still running a 1060 graphics card. That's my next upgrade. But I've got 32 megs of RAM, and that's helped, and the new processor's helped, and I'm not a computer guy, so I won't be able to go into huge specs, you know, megahertz and gigawatts and all that stuff. But my two sons are helping me. They kind of know computers, and they're like, Dad, you should do this. Next time you need to get this. And so I'm like, all right. So they both counseled me, because I knew I needed both an upgraded graphics card and a new processor, a new CPU, and they said, you start with the CPU, Dad. That's your backbone. So that's what I did. And anyway, yeah. Oh, Sparker's in Pennsylvania. Yeah, cool, man. That's some nice country up there. I like that. Cup of hot tea and some Vicks inhaler. Oh, it's everywhere, Titanium Druid. It is. My staff is sicker than a dog. I've got like 8 people out every single day, like 10% of my staff every day because of something. So yeah, rest up, buddy. I'm sorry. You're fighting it. It's nasty. Okay, group, so here's the deal about Allison. I do know it's rendered in ortho without really anything. You don't need to have anything extra, but I don't know about if it's rendered in the default or not. So if you see it and want to hit it, what I think I'm going to do again is fly past it and fly to the south a little bit, and then try to come back and land. And then, but if you don't want to do that, you can head straight on down to Wilson Bar, and we'll do a real quick turnaround here and meet you down there.
Roger.
All right, so, and by the way, the airfield is, if you look at your sectional, right where the Salmon River kind of makes that turn and starts heading to the southwest. It's kind of right in that little corner. So it's one of those I think you almost have to fly past because you have to lose a bunch of altitude. I believe, I'm almost sure, I could be wrong, 24. I've been going 9 minutes since I started my timer late. But the Salmon River it's very easy to see in the ortho, and so we'll know once we're there. We'll definitely know. pull back the power just a little bit. Oh, 4-day for me is, yeah, it's ugly. I've had my flu shot, so I'm hoping that helps. And I've had almost 30 years in education, which is, it's buffed up my immune system a little bit. So between the two of those things, I don't generally get a whole lot of stuff, but the stuff I do get, it's a butt kicker. I've managed, knock on wood, I've managed to steer clear of everything so far this year. I've had a little bit of sniffles here and there, but that's not too bad. Okay, I do think this is our Salmon River. Downwind sim binoculars, what would they tell me? Yep, that's it. So, and again, this is kind of where it turns to the south, so we're going to be on the hunt for this airfield. It should be tucked in kind of on this right hand side, and I may be overflying it. That's the problem. That is the problem. It's an awesome little strip though. There it is, right off our 12. And Bush Hooligans 11816, I've got Allison Ranch inside. I'm going to overfly downstream, and then we'll be making a left-hand 360 to approach the airfield. Overflying and yeah. Alright. Nacho flaps. Oh, I'm way above flap speed too. Holy cow. Holy Moses. What in the world? Okay, there we have it though. It's I promise you it's over there. I think I'm overflying it right now. The VR experience, man, it looks pretty darn awesome, no doubt about it. Yeah, I am gonna come around here, and I'm estimating about 2,500. I don't really know what the elevation is, so we're just gonna get out here and spin around. Gosh, and I even pulled off a good hammerhead turn too, only to crash in a box canyon. I was attempting another hammerhead and I just didn't have the speed for it. Alright. And I'm beginning my my left-hand turn here. I don't think I need to give away any more altitude. The other tricky part about this, if I'm able to find the airstrip, is there's not a lot of room for a bunch of planes, so we're going to have to figure out how the heck to get off out of the way. Alright, there it is, off our 12.
Yeah, it's going to be another one where the default doesn't have it, so I'm just
Darn
going
it.
to keep going, guys.
Alright. Okay, we'll see you down there at Wilson Bar here in about 15 minutes.
Full mic, Charlie.
Alright, second notch of flaps. Right over the top of this little
I
bald.
have the airfield, but it's like really deformed because I don't have the ortho. But I'll try and get in.
Okay. And Allison Ranch 11816 on left-hand base to final. Boy, I'm going fast.
Allison traffic, 401 Whiskey Yankee is going to overfly the field down the river valley. And then we're
Alright,
going
we're
to
full
enter
flaps.
a left base Allison Ranch traffic.
There we go. There we go. Come on, let's see if we can get her. Not as much room to mess with here. You got to kind of have it figured out. All right, there we go. 251. Oh, and I couldn't quite. Dang it. I need to get out of the way. Hopefully he's not right on my 6. I'm getting out of the way. Oh, sorry, buddy. It just caused him to die. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry about that. I couldn't quite get off in time, man. I'm sorry.
That wasn't you at all, Brent. I just came in a little hot trying to figure out where the damn runway was. All good.
All right. Well, we'll. All right. I'm down here by the windsock, and we'll wait for Northwest to make his approach. All right. Well, that was better. That was better. Maybe a pattern theta instead of a hammerhead 6. I don't know. What is a pattern theta? That sounds fun. Notch flaps. That's what I'm talking about. I'm cleaning up the old flaps right now. All right. So again, guys, he's coming in here, but he does not see what we see. He sees a messed up, probably jangle of, yeah, just nothing. It doesn't look like this. So let's see how he does. And again, I think he's in the Dakota. Yeah, so it's gonna look funky. It probably has a big ridge, and
Well, that didn't quite work out.
oh no. Oh man. Oh, we got to get together. I got to get you the scenery a little bit earlier, don't I, next time?
I don't know.
Oh, he scratched his
I'm starting to like
V-tail.
my decision to just keep going.
Yeah, right.
All right, Allison Ranch traffic 11816. We're going to taxi, back taxi for departure.
Yeah, because on my scenery, default scenery, it shows the runway's going up a hill. Plus, it's got a few bumps in it.
Well,
Trying to do some of the sceneries that they've had with the non-ortho, like I have in the non-ortho, I realized that it jacks it up pretty bad, so I kind of just foregone trying to install the ortho scenery.
all right.
Just can't quite cut it without the ortho.
Steve's ready. Nope, he's not. He's out of there. I don't know how far up this
One of
hill
these
I
days
can
I'll learn
go.
actually how to build ortho tiles.
We can give you that tutorial, my man. All right, here we go. We're gonna
That day's
use
coming pretty soon. Don't worry.
we're gonna use every inch. I'm full throttle, and this is as far
Yeah,
up
I
the
thought the
hill I'm
tiles
going.
only made for the glitch flights like a couple of months ago would go up to this area, but I guess that's not the case.
All right, so we're gonna depart an Allison Ranch traffic. We're gonna be departing to the south. We'll be making a right-hand turn to clear the area. Allison Creek Ranch. Okay, I think I'm leaned out. I'm going whether I like it or not. Again, no flaps, build speed, toss a couple in at the end, and off the edge there's 2 notches of flaps. There's good airspeed. Yeah, we're doing good here. Boom, we're off. I don't know why, but I love those types of departures. Alright, bringing the flaps back up. We'll keep the airspeed going. And we're on our way down to Wilson Bar. Another 18 miles. And Allison Creek Ranch 11816 is clear of the airfield. Here again, you'll see other airstrips that were super tempting, and I really wanted to build every single one of them because I maybe have a little bit of a problem, but just not able to. But there are so many airstrips, and I'm shocked at how many are not on a sectional. They're not on the Fly Idaho or Idaho Backcountry or whatever that is. They're just, I mean, you can tell if you've got a ranch or any kind of a home anywhere in these mountains, if you're not able to fly it in, it's not coming in. So 4-day for me, absolutely. We can get you that tutorial. Well, I can put you in touch with the person that will give you that tutorial. I'm still learning myself, but I am at the point where I feel like I can make some bush strips. But as you can see, they're fairly simple. There's not a lot of, I'm still learning, like how to make custom buildings and things like that. I'm learning Blender, and that's kind of where the real magic happens, because then you can put your own stuff in there and you don't have to rely on the JB Hanger library and all that stuff, which is good stuff. Don't get me wrong. I've learned a lot from it, but it's cool to be able to put your own stuff in there. So anyway, yep, happy to work with you on that. Let's talk more on the Discord. We can figure that out. We can help you out. So Sparker VR was flying. He shared his route there, and I missed it. I'm sorry. Oh, there it is. ERI to BFD to GJK. Very nice. What airplane were you using there? I'll have to put that route in my SkyVector and see where that's at. I love, again, part of this series, guys. So please feel free is nominate airfields that I need to visit. And I'm heading. I'll tell you right now, I'm heading down towards Utah. It'll take me a couple of episodes, but I'm going to get down to the Canyonlands of Utah, and that was a suggestion from somebody that watched one of the shows. And then from Utah, I'm heading up to Montana, and Montana, there's an airfield up there. No, I take that back. I'm heading into Colorado, where there was another airfield that was recommended to me, and then I'm heading up to Montana. So if you have any airfields that a guy just needs to fly into, please let me know what those are in the chat, or shoot me a message on Discord or whatever, and I'd be happy to check them out and try to incorporate them in. Somebody has one in Minnesota that I'm trying to get to, and then I know Jet Pilot Cinnamon has a cool one clear out there in New York, but I'm not going to make it that far. But that's okay, because he's able to. That airport's going to be featured actually coming up this Saturday in the Virtual USA Flying Club event. So anyway, that's part of what I like about this. I want
Saturday, Brant. 23 November.
Darn it.
Monday, the 24th,
Yeah,
so.
sorry. This is the Saturday that you're controlling. That's right.
Yeah, Long Island. Yep.
Yeah, farming prairie or whatever, Fraggle Rock Municipal. So
Rock.
yeah, that's a great airport. I love that. Excellent pie. So the default 172, awesome. Yep, awesome. All right, so again, this is just a little 18 knot leg, so I do have the timer going. So we're looking at probably around 10 minutes or so. I'm going to slow down. We're getting too quick. And the thing about Wilson Bar is that McKay Bar is right next to it. So Wilson Bar is on one side. Would be on our right-hand side. McKay Bar is on the left. McKay Bar's kind of got a little bit more like buildings and stuff. So it's easy to tell the two apart, but it's kind of a cool area. So the default Skyhawk got the job done, though, but sounds like it was a challenge. That's still, what a fun way to spend a day, right? I mean, you can do that for, like I've spent 5 hours flying a 150 in the mountains, and that's like feels great to me, but to hop on a 737 and do a flight across the Atlantic is like, man, I just don't know. And they're both the same length, but there's just so much more stuff that appeals to me in a flight like this. So many more opportunities to end up bad. Although I will say there's a quote from a book I'm reading. It was a recommendation from my friend Slant Alpha Adventures. It's called Gift of Flight, and he talks about how you know, modern aviation has just changed the world, and how normal it is to be at Kennedy and expect you can eat breakfast in London and dinner in LA and all this. And he's like, and it's no big deal. As I'm sitting here watching people in Kennedy, they either expect in 5 hours to be dead in a fiery plane crash or hailing a taxi in London. It's the truth, man. When you see me fire up the 150 in one of these little scenarios, you expect me to either find some pretty cool spots or make some pretty cool crashes. And I'll share that the whole route, Sparker. When I get to Wilson Bar, I'll just pull up the entire route, top to bottom. You can just copy and paste it. So just give me a second.
May or may not be at McKay Bar.
So McKay Bar is on the left-hand side. I guess that'd be the east side, and Wilson Bar is on the right.
So once again, the base scenery doesn't draw Wilson Bar, so I land.
All right. Well, all right. Fair enough.
I think I'm starting to learn the lesson here. Get ortho tiles.
They're nice. If you've got the room for them, they're nice. Okay, so we're closing in 7.5 minutes here of flight. Wilson Bar 2,275. So I'm pretty close to where I need to be altitude-wise. I'm a bit slow though. Don't need to quite be down there flirting with 70 knots just yet. Oh, Sparker's already got it in. Okay, cool. Sounds good. So we are going to go from Wilson Bar, if you want to look ahead, and if you want to spawn in and join us, Sparker, we're going to go from Wilson Bar down to Johnson Creek. That'll be the final part of this leg, so or part of this flight. But you're welcome. Anybody, in fact, is welcome if you want to jump in there. Kenny Monster, did you miss another crash? Actually, no. I think you missed a semi-decent landing, and no one even made a prediction. It was like 221 or something like that. So I've had one at 199 and one at 221, which for a bush landing,
You just take off, Steve.
that's not bad. Okay, I think we're starting to get serious here, guys. I think we're getting to the point where yeah, we're gonna have to start slowing down just a little bit. Jason's mom. Hey, how are you, man? Welcome to Prop Culture. Welcome to episode 6 of Nowhere Fast. Welcome to the mountains of Idaho. Welcome to my second airframe. I had a little bit of an incident with the box canyon about 30 minutes ago, but made a quick bush fix, and I'm back. We're heading down to Wilson Bar. Getting a little bit low, to be honest with you here, but I think we're okay. Feel like, again, you feel like the Luke Skywalker in the Death Star making the scud run here. What do I usually stream? You're looking at it, my friend. This is a propeller-driven stream, and we'll sneak in the occasional guilty pleasure of a vintage airliner like a DC-8 or L1011, but this is it, man. It's GA, it's bush flying, it's small airports, it's get the tires dirty type of stuff, man. Good to have you check in. All right, so there's actually one airfield that didn't end up rendering. I wanted to. Oh crap, actually I think that might be Wilson Bar. There was one though in between. Well, we're gonna find out here real fast. I may have just flown over the top of Wilson. I may have to make the U-turn of shame here down at McKay. That snuck up on me, but I think this is McKay.
You'll see me on the ground.
Yep, this is McKay. I remember the scenery anomaly. Okay, McKay traffic, November 11816. We are going to be making a left-hand 180 over the airfield and heading back towards Wilson. McKay traffic. Yeah,
I'll
darn
leave.
it.
There I
Yeah. Hey, buddy. Yep, there we see you in the middle of the trees. Oh, doggone it. Well, so there was one, I promise you. There was one there before Wilson, and that was what I used to figure out how far I was from Wilson. But and by the way, without this scenery anomaly, I think this turn would have been a heck of a lot tougher. All right, so back up we go upstream. Boy, I have no idea. I'm gonna have to really crank it. Oh, looks like Steve made it down or is on his way down. Cool. Nicely done, sir. You do, if I'm not mistaken.
Look that bad in default scenery.
Oh, so that's
Nice
Northwood Orient. You do depart this way,
See, I don't see it without having downloaded the scenery.
so there is a way to.
Almost basic as it comes.
There's a spot to turn around here, and then we'll try that again. Yep, my fault. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, Jason. It's what this is all about. The best part of my stream, I'll be honest with you, are the dudes and occasional ladies that come in and chat and hang out and keep me company. They really are what's fun about it. So, all right, here we go. Hammerhead, not a great hammerhead. Not even a marginal hammerhead. That was not good at all. I'm gonna miss it again. Turn hard. Can we do it? Can we salvage it? There we go. We're a little high. Couple notches of flaps. Oh, this is a true bush approach, man. Full flaps, idle, idle, idle. Down here. Bleed, 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 bleed. Yeah, too much of a flare. 385.
Better cut those brakes there.
Am I still bouncing? What the heck, dude? Oh, up into the... Good thing there's a four-wheeler trail here. Ooh, 385. That was not good. Go around. Someone's saying go around. Zedro, where were you like a minute ago, man? You were right, my friend. Welcome. What a time to jump in. Ouch, my back. See, I knew. I wanted to check out this little four-wheeler trail. That's what's going on. That's what's up. All right, so I'm going to try not to get in anybody's way if they come. That's what happens when you hit the runway with too much speed. Okay, so we have one last leg, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and broadcast via the Discord here for the last leg. Wilson Bar to Johnson Creek. Trying to use Creek, not Crick, because that makes Downwind Sim, my friend Downwind Sim, mad. 3, Uniform 2. Okay. Here is... Let's get that cleared out. Okay, fellas, so the general idea here is to continue down the Salmon River, essentially. We're going to get to a point here... kind of, I don't know if you can see Warren on your sectional, but due east of Warren, there's a little fork in the road. We want to stay on to the west, to the right. It's called the South Fork. We're going to follow the South Fork for approximately 14 miles, and then at this point we have another kind of split in the road. I think we could probably cut the corner here. Just a little bit of a left-hand turn, and then we pick up. This is I think this might actually be Johnson. I don't know if this is Johnson Creek or if this is Boise Creek, but anyway, we'll run into, there's a road and a river. We'll go to Yellow Pine. When we hit the town of Yellow Pine, we turn south, and Johnson Creek is there just a couple of miles south of Yellow Pine. There's probably multiple ways to get down to Yellow Pine, but that's kind of the key waypoint for us is Yellow Pine. Okay, I'm going to also put in, I'm going to put the entire route in for anybody who wants to see what we did today. That's it right there. All the way. So we're hitting this last little chunk right here, and I'll put that in the chat as well if you want to copy and paste and give it a try yourself one time. It's a heck of a lot of fun. As you've seen, it's claimed. How many of us has it claimed? Has it claimed every one of us tonight?
I have not crashed yet.
Yeah, that
Flipped over a few times because of the scenery. Thanks, default.
that's cheating because Jet Pilot Cinnamon's a real pilot. Okay, so all right, guys. So looks like I'm gonna overfly at least you, JPC, on our way down, and see if we can't pick up the South Fork and make this last leg.
I actually just took off and I'm about to do a circle right over you.
Roger that. I'm well. And Wilson Bar traffic, November 11816. We will be departing to the northeast, and then we're going to be making a left-hand 360 back down the river, Wilson Bar.
I'm doing steep turns over you guys again.
Ah, very nice. All right, so flaps up. Again, we're going to try to get power going, get airspeed going, and then toss flaps in right at the last minute. This isn't as good as the Carbon Cub at doing that, but it's still pretty darn good. We're going to try not to trade paint with Steve. Here we go. Short airstrip. Takeoff power is set. There's 40. 2 notches of flaps. He's back on the nose, and we're airborne. And looking for Jet Pilot Cinnamon. No sign yet. Pull the flaps back up to 1 notch. Pick up some airspeed. I'm going to go all the way around this corner this time instead of trying to do the hammerhead at the narrowest point. Another notch coming in. And let's get around here. We've got a little bit wider spot. So Jason's mom, that's a question that doesn't really have a right or wrong answer. When I'm doing stuff like this, obviously we're totally VFR and pilotage, and I think it's really fun to do pilotage and just see if you can figure out where the heck you're going just by using a sectional. Okay, hammerhead coming. Let's see. Nose down. And not half bad for a guy that doesn't know what he's doing. When I do go IFR though, I prefer to do I prefer to use slant alpha navigation. I like the radio navigation. I like VORs and DMEs and try to stay away from the RNAV stuff as much as I can because that's like an old dying lost navigation form. So I prefer the old school navigation when I do IFR, and I do enjoy IFR, and there's times when you just have to be IFR. So it's a balance of both.
Am I going the wrong way? I think I'm going the wrong way.
If you're heading southeast, you're going the right way.
Nope, I'm 100% going north. What in the world?
Okay, we're backtracking over the airport now.
Christ.
I have somebody out in front of me here, so. But anyway, so Jason, when I fly the the 727, I do use a lot of that. It's slant whiskey navigation, but again, I'm using a lot of VORs and I do like to use the SIVA, the INS system, and that's again that's IFR stuff, and so it's good to do both. It's nice to have a variety, and it's fun to do this, but it's also fun to hop in a King Air like I did on what was it, Tuesday night. I flew the King Air into Midway, and I was doing it IFR there too. So it's just fun to stay current and everything. And I'll jump in, like I have a PMDG 737 that I'll hop in every once in a while, and that's an RNAV capable. That's a slant Lima plane, and that's fun to do also, and you've got all the RNAV holds and different approaches you can shoot and all that stuff. So I guess it just depends. I have a little bit of ADHD, I suppose. VFR in the bush. Yep. IFR. I follow roads. That's actually what we're flying right now. So, all right. So down we go. This next leg from Wilson down to kind of the split here is 22 nautical miles. So I'll get the timer going. We must have Steve out in front of us. I'm not sure, but we got somebody else leading. That's good. I've caused enough problems with my leading. You can too land a 737 in the bush. That's what the combi is, man. 727-200 is a bush plane, my friend. Now you're not landing it at Wilson Bar per se, but they take that 7.2 into all kinds of gravel strips up there, don't they? And that's kind of the name of the game. VFR and sundial. Yep, I do like the sundial, and an Acme as a backup. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I did a flight series back this summer in the DC-3 where I was trying to get over to Normandy to they had the 75th anniversary of the D-Day landings, and so I flew it's called the Blue Spruce route, and a couple of legs of it are over the open ocean, and so I tried to do some different some historical tools, and there is actually a sextant add-on to the P3D, the Manfred John freeware DC-3, and I just about bit and got that sucker, but I studied. I'm embarrassed to tell you how many hours I spent studying sextant navigation, and I know way more about it than any person should know, and I've already forgot 3/4 of it, but I was this close to using a dadgum sextant. But that's what they did. They had a navigator, and his job in the DC-3 was to just get his bearings off of the sun and the stars, and they had ways to even look at the wave patterns in the ocean to figure out drift, and pretty amazing stuff, honestly. Manual landing, without a doubt, Jason. Manual landing. I've done an automatic landing probably, less than 20 times.
It should be interesting to see how far I get on the last leg, because my airplane is smoking and I do not have smoke.
See, you jinxed yourself by saying that you didn't crash, and now you're going to come down with some random mechanical failure that's going to doom you.
It certainly seems that way.
Oh man.
See how far she goes.
Yeah, I like to finish it off manually if possible, and in fact, the more manual you can fly, for me, the better. But with some of those bigger planes, some of those bigger planes, like I'm not gonna lie, the L1011, that old bird, I have to leave it in autopilot for quite a ways. And when I was first learning the PMDG 737, I would leave it down almost to minimums, but now I try to take it off and fly as much of the approach, even if it's an ILS approach. I try to fly as much of it by hand as possible. Okay, here's a little split in the road, and we need to... Are we already? No, we can't be. We need to follow the river, basically. Let's just kind of see. I think we need to stay to the right.
Trend southwest here, right along
Yeah.
the main gorge.
A-firm. So that first little split there, we just kind of want to, yeah, keep going about 210. Yep, so this is, he must be out in front of us. That's Steve, I think. But you could get there from here if you went left, but you're going to have to really climb, if I remember right. Yep, look at that. That sucker goes straight up. This guy, much more friendly. Yeah, and at a certain point, you're going to meet an east-west flowing river that also has a road that goes along with it, and that's kind of when you know you're getting close to Yellow Pine. Downwind sim. How's the old St. Louis Slamma doing, my friend? It goes pretty good. I'm on airframe number 2. You'd be happy to know. Had a little issue with the box canyon. And but I will say 2 out of 3 of my hammerhead turns have been impeccable. So far the landings.
You guys, I'm trying to make this airplane go faster to get down. Hopefully, make it.
So far the landings have gotten progressively worse. My first landing at Moose Creek was 199. My second landing. Well, I didn't land at North Star Creek Ranch. I crashed before that, but my second landing at Allison was like 260 or something like that. And then my last landing here at Wilson Bar was like in the 400s, and I actually kind of slid past the end of the runway slightly. You'll have to rewind. It's at about the half an hour mark. Yeah, we went to Moose Creek, and I even picked the runway runway 6 or runway 4 or whatever, just specifically to see Steve's pet moose, and I missed it. Totally missed it.
Just be advised, guys, I'm coming over the top of you.
Roger, man. Have fun.
See if I can make it.
Anything
Slow flight
under?
here, guys. If you want me to pick up the pace, I'm happy to do so.
I'm kind of doing it by force at this point because I am smoking.
Yeah, I think at this point, guys, just fly what's comfortable, and we'll have plenty of room there at Johnson, and obviously you can just fly straight in. It's a very wide open spot, so just do what feels right, and we'll see you there at Johnson. Downwind sim, yep, downwind sim, the St. Louis Slamma. Back in his day, man, the guy could flat out box. Southpaw from St. Louis. Did a little time. I think, was that before or after? But we flew over the pin there. That was in Eastern Oregon, if I'm not mistaken. Traveling home tomorrow. Yep, he's there. He's staying one extra day to play the slots, I think. Sparker. Something about that. Double his salary.
If you see a fireball streak in front of you, don't worry about that.
And negative contact on the fireball. I think I might be the last guy in line right now. Maybe Northwest Orient's behind me still. I don't know. Well, it'll be interesting to hear if our friend.
Right over the 152 now.
Oh, nice. I'm not going to win that race, so I'm not going to worry too much here. But I want to get things. I want to get the mixture leaned out though, where I'm making some pretty good headwind or pretty good progress. We're doing about 80. That's 80 to 100. That's about typical for this plane. But the Acme rocket flying take 3. Oh, there he is. Holy cow. He is rolling. I'm a little disappointed that X-Plane's not rendering the plume of smoke. Safe travels, brother. I hope you make it. He's definitely going to want to take that little cut off
I was hauling some butt.
Oh, man. That's good. I like that. All right, 10 minutes. So we are, again, 22 nautical miles. So, you know, we're only doing, what, 60, 80 here. So it's going to be every bit of probably 15 minutes until we get down to this turn. We may be seeing kind of that head wall down there. That's Steve in the distance. That's his lights. I think that may be our head wall where we need to turn on that. Again, I'm not 100% sure if that's Boise Creek or if there's Big Creek up here as well, and then of course Johnson Creek. We are definitely on the South Fork of the Salmon River right now. But anyway, that's kind of what we've got going on. What in the heck's going on? Oh, Jason's mom, welcome. Welcome, my friend. Yep, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, man. If you wanna follow along, hop in, whatever, or just tune in and give me a hard time, kind of like the rest of the guys do. That's encouraged. It's welcomed. Keeps me loose. Cedro making some noise in the background. Thank you, sir. Welcome to the propeller heads. Have your bush plane ready to go next time, guys. I'm telling you. Connect with me via Discord, and I'll share with you what I've made, and you can have some fun right along with us. We do a couple of these a month. Actually, one of them is called the backcountry, the Bush League Backcountry Fly-In, and that's the first Monday of the month. And we move all over the country, and we're going to be out actually on the East Coast for our March event, our March fly-in. But kind of opposite of that, about once a month I do one of these Nowhere Fast episodes. So yeah, we go by many names, don't we, Black Fox? Propeller Heads, Bush Hooligans, Acme Rocketeers. Oh yeah. But anyway, I try to make sure we get a steady dose of this type of flying because it's just so darn fun.
There it went.
Oh no!
Hey, it's gone.
And how many souls on board?
1. Put it down in the valley.
Oh no! Oh no! And this is one of those spots where there's not as many. You might just keep your head on a swivel, man. There may be a ranch strip down there or a sandbar or something. You never know. Like that, like right? I mean, there's a dude. He's got a flat strip of ground somewhere, right? So yeah, downwind. I just
make a left over this pass here and shortcut it over to 3U2.
Raj.
Nope. It's not gonna work.
Oh, dang it.
And we all died.
So we just did a little bit of a sound off back at Wilson Bar, and we had I thought we had all crashed, but Jet Pilot Cinnamon had still not crashed, and so he jinxed himself, and he was probably that guy that went up to the pitcher in the 7th inning and said, "Hey, you know you got a no-hitter going, right?" All right, so here we go. I think we are actually getting to a spot, though, where we could make a choice. I think we could get up and over. I think the shortcut is that away. Boy, we're at 5,000 feet. I don't think we need 85. We may not get there, guys. All right, I'm thinking, guys, I'm not going to be able to make that little shortcut. I'm going to have to just go to the west around that hill, but then I'll be on the river into Yellow Pine. Yep, I'm going to have to go this way. I can't. That's a nice little shortcut, but you can see it's quite a bit of elevation to get, and I'm not seeing us get that right now. So we'll just go. It's not far. We kind of come around this way. It looks like that may be where I saw some lights anyway. And we'll pick up that river. I'm going to call it the Boise. I think it's the Boise. It may not be the Boise. The Boise River might actually be down closer to where we're going to go, where we're going to end up on the next episode. Now that I think about it, that's down close to where Downwind Sim made a bunch of scenery down there. The Atlanta, Weatherby area, South Fork Ranch. So there's another guy. So 4-day for me. Let me introduce you to Downwind Sim. Downwind Sim, 4-day for me. He's a guy that's looking maybe for
I reached the boundary of my ortho.
he's looking for a potential lesson on ortho. So if you maybe, I know you have a really good YouTube video that you shared with me. So I don't know if you have the ability to pull that out and link it here, but I think there's a couple guys in the chat that have said that they would be interested in learning a little bit more about ortho. And I told him too we could visit a little bit via Discord one of these nights when we're kind of messing around and making some scenery. Northwest Orient has jumped. What plane are you in now, Northwest?
Still in the Carbon Cup.
Okay. So
I will see you guys on the ground at Johnson Creek when I respawn.
sounds good. I think we're all getting pretty close. So I've got to bring my CSL file up to date because I thought I had a cub, but maybe it doesn't like the Carbon Cub because it renders what Northwest Orient is as a V-tail tail dragger. Alright, so here is our road. You can see it kind of has a little bit of a funky bridge going there, but this is where we want to start to turn. Yep, and it looks like Steve's on the right track. Steve, you're going exactly the right way, my man. I'm on your 6. So we'll keep this. Hopefully we can keep this this little river and this road in sight, but as you can see, it's as much about just following the drainage. There's not a lot to this. We just kind of have to keep going. We will see a little bit of a town. Yellow Pine, it's not a big place, but it's got a couple of buildings, and then you'll see there's a fairly good valley kind of like that shoots south. So we'll get there in just a little bit. We're not quite there yet, but we're not far away either. I would say we're probably we've got to be probably 10 miles or so. Whoops. Yep. So I'm going to start my timer here just to get a feel. Yeah, I think once he's past, I think this little hill is where he needs to get past. And we've got a little bit of a lag issue here. He's probably already there, but we'll be there soon as well. Bring shovels next episode, filling in the divots. Well, Downwind Sim asks how I have so many spare parts in all these different locations. Well, that's my little secret. Is it's all stuff that I take off of old wrecks. The key is to break something different every time you crash. And there's not too many spare landing gear. That's one thing I'll also say. All right. So, okay, you have one last chance, by the way, everybody, to dethrone Al South MIA as the landing rate champ. Right now, actually, Titanium Druid is in the lead. He guessed the closest at negative 4,900 and something for my crash. So right now he is in the lead, and so someone has to get closer than 4,000, negative 4,980 something. So Kenny Monster coming in at a bold, back-friendly 98. Oh, Titanium Druid actually pulled the number from the clip. Ooh, all right. All right. For your honesty, Titanium Druid, I will have to do a little something there. I thought there were a couple more zeros on that crash of mine. I mean, that forced landing. That forced landing of mine. All right. Geez, I'm way too high. Johnson Creek is at 4,000, almost 5,000. I guess I'm not too bad. I'm about pattern altitude here. So, all right, JPC 151, Black Fox 119, 4-day for me. Yep, it's not going to be under 200. There's no way. Again, for you, if you're a stats guy like an old coach I am, the trend was like 190 something, 250 something, and almost 500 on the last one. So, if the pattern continued, I'm basically doubling every time, so I'll be like around negative 800. Sparker and VH, yep, or VR 200. All right. I think I'm up. I think this is my next turn right here, guys. Oh nope, there's Steve. So I got one more to go. Yep, only 3 minutes down, so I've got a little bit more. It is nice having somebody out in front. I tell you what, and I don't know what it is about today that I've been able to see the traffic so much better. It must be that they have the lights on, but I usually can't see traffic that far away, so that's awesome. I wonder if it's I bumped up some. Oh, jeez. I must be following Northwest Orient then.
Yeah, I'm still on my way.
All right. Well, thanks for leading me, man. Appreciate it. All right. So, yep, this is not the way to go. I don't believe, because we're only 4 minutes in. Yep. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. And we haven't quite hit the town of Yellow Pine just yet. So, Kenny's sticking with the prediction. Yep, you like to put it on me, man. That's okay. I like that. I like the pressure. Ow. I was gonna do something, and I pulled a muscle now. I've been flying too much with my left arm. Oh, ow, that hurt. Jeez, I'm old. How did I get so old? I need more dihydrogen oxide. That's the stuff. Blue Dolphin.
Alright, I have the airport in sight.
Roger. Roger. I think it's either this one or it can't be much further. I guess it could be around that next turn, but hopefully we'll be close enough to Northwest Orient that we'll see his lights. Age, you will never hear me say getting old sucks. Okay, age is a blessing.
Try not to flip over this time.
Age is a blessing. Every day is a gift. Okay, here we go, guys and gals. I think this may be our turn. If the creek heads down that way, then I think that's us, and I think I do see it turning. And there is a little bit of a road that heads that way. Oh, hello weather. Hello weather. This does look to me like a little bit of a town. Yeah, I think we're there. Johnson Creek traffic. 11816 on the right base. Johnson Creek. And Blue Fox coming in. 209. Hello, Mrs. Fox. And is this no, this may not be the place. This may not, I may need to have to go one more down here, guys. No, it would be terrible to be lost this late in the game. Oh, I think that was where I was supposed to turn. And Johnson Creek traffic, 11816. We're going to just do a little quick tour of Yellow Pine, and then we'll be heading on the final. I think I screwed up, guys. Yeah, I don't think I need to go around here. Alright, we're turning back. We're going to commit to it. I thought you could see it from the valley, but maybe I just need to go a little bit further. Alright, we're going to commit to it. The time on my timer looks about right. This there's the town. That's Yellow Pine. That's got to be it. Alright, that's got to be it. Commit. Commit. Blue Fox, you know, you are the one person
Send out the search team.
that helped me out when I got lost up there in Wyoming that one time. I remember that. I believe in you. 209 and a lost wing. Ooh, interesting, interesting. All right, well, here we go. I'm going for it. Comes a notch of flaps. Only a couple of miles in here, so I'll know quickly if I'm in the right spot or not. And it does have a road running right by the creek, so that's also a good sign. And if I get around this little turn, hopefully I'll see something that looks familiar. This has got to be it. This has got to be it. Oh, I think I see it out in front of me here. No crashing now. Yep, no crashing now. That is correct. I think, according to my downwind sim binoculars, that nope, that's maybe that's not it. Well, I'm not feeling much more confident, guys. I know it's either this valley or the next. Oh, there we go. All right, there we go. No, maybe not. Every time I think that I know where I'm at, it does not look familiar. Jeez, guys, I might be... Oh, there we go. All right. And Johnson Creek traffic. We've got the runway in sight. Short final, Johnson Creek. There we go. Thank goodness someone's sitting in the middle of the runway with their lights on. Second notch coming in. Alright, a moment of trepidation there. That's I just did that, you know, for the dramatic effect here at the conclusion of the stream.
I think you're on the runway northwest.
You're good, man. I've got you, man. Alright. This is a Mr. X scenery. It's fantastic. I do love it a lot. You would think I would know where it's at as many times as I've been here, but still kind of getting a lay of the land. Alright, here we go. 129. That's not bad. Pouring late flare. What? Come on. Come on. Okay. There we are, guys. All on the ground. Everybody's already over there getting a Diet Dr. Pepper, cooling off. I think we did hide a case of beer over there. Somebody had spilled their drink on my crash, and I promised them a cold one. It's over there somewhere. Well, those never disappoint. I tell you what. So let me.
There's a stray person on final.
Oh, very nice, very nice. I like picking up some extra guys at the very end. Let's get turned around. We'll take a look here. See how it goes. Clean up the flaps while we're doing that. Who do we have? Oh yeah, sure enough. The one thing I do really like about this airfield is the different planes that Mr. X has tossed in here, man. There's like a little bit of everything. The Soviet era biplane right next to you. Don't see that very often. Alright, let's see how he does. Oh, he's right down the rocks. I almost did that same thing there, right down the pylons. Ooh, that was pretty good, whoever that was. That was pretty darn good. Okay, my route on Discord. Let's see if I still have it here. Right there, my friend.
I think that's a Virtual USA Flying Club member.
Alright, who was that then? That was well done, whoever just did that. This might be an LP Nils? Oh, well, you know what? You might be right. You might be right. I did share the link, so I don't know. What's the blue plane? Let's wander down there a little bit and take a look. So, you know, like a Texan or something, right? And then again, another, like, this is a yak or something like that. Then over here you've got, you know, I think there's a tail dragger, yeah, of some sort. So anyway, pretty cool. Lots of little stuff, lots of little things there. So this may not be Mr. X. This may be LP Nils. LP Nils has some scenery, man. That guy, he's done some work. Okay, so let me catch up with the chat. Let's see who our big winner is here. They get their name in lights, and let's see if we can confirm who the last landing was, because that was rock solid. Rock solid. So let's see. Race my Corsair against that yak. So Black Fox was 119, and so you get what you get is Black Fox. You get your name up there in the landing rate champ box for now, because yeah, I have no swag. So if I had swag, I'd give it to you, but right now I can only give you glory. And so anyway, oh yeah, looks like Northwest Orient's up there doing some pattern work. But okay, yeah, Black Fox, congrats, man. Congrats. Never, you know, there's two things you don't do. You don't bet against death, bet against a Sicilian when death is on the line, and you don't bet against somebody from British Columbia in a backcountry landing competition. So yeah. All right, the trees will cushion the blow. And I do have plenty of fuel. I really topped it off. I did like 4 hours of fuel today, so it was we were going to make sure that we were there. And anyway, but all right. So I'm going to go ahead. This has been fun, but I do need to close up shop for the night. So again, let's just take a peek ahead here. I mentioned before some new folks that came along, and greatly appreciate that. It was nice to meet you and good hanging out with you. And again, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays are my normal streaming time. So just kind of keep your days open, and would love to have you join along. It was fun. Thanks everybody from the Virtual USA Flying Club that came along as well. Again, thanks Steve PHL for the awesome Moose Creek scenery, and we'll have to shoot a little thank you to our buddy LP Nils. He tries to check in from time to time. He enjoys the fact that we're liking his work as well, but he lives in Scotland or something, so it's like 4 in the morning his time right now. So unfortunately, he can never fly with us. But so here's what's coming up, by the way, on my stream schedule. Tomorrow is, in fact, a Virtual USA Flying Club event. I'm gonna try to make it. It's the Long Island Sound Saturday. What did I say? Tomorrow? Saturday. Tomorrow is Friday night ops somewhere. I will be flying, but Saturday the 15th. Hopefully I have that right. Virtual USA Flying Club Long Island Sound fly-in. I'll wait for a second. The voice you hear in the background, by the way.
Is at the DFW area.
Oh yeah, it's like Love, Friday Night Love or something like that. But the voice you hear in the background, by the way, is Mike Cinnamonante, Mike Cinnamon, who is the founder of the Virtual USA Flying Club. Jet Pilot Cinnamon, and Mike Sinante does a great job with that Virtual USA Flying Club, and they host an event like 3 a day, I think, is what they're up to now, or something crazy like that. But it's really taken off, and so he will be a good guy to connect with. And if you he'll probably share, hopefully he'll share a little link to the Virtual USA Flying Club. I'm actually a part of that group as well, and they're a fun group. So I'm hoping to be able to be a part of that. And I do have to work a little bit on this Saturday, but I'm hoping to be done early enough to jump in there and fly just a bit. Next week is a little bit up in the air for me. I do have the 727. I moved that up to test on Tuesday night. We're gonna just kind of see where the traffic is, where the ATC is, and we're gonna see if we can jump in and get the Fly JSim 727 going. Thursday night I'm going to have to take off, and then hopefully Saturday I will be back, and I'll be back in the DC-8. We'll be doing the historic route for Fine Air. It'll be historic route number 1, and I had to go Fine Air because what's more fun than calling yourself Big F all over the ATC airways? And so we'll be flying Big F. We'll be flying the cargo route there, and we'll be doing Miami down to Provincialis and Grand Turks, and that should be a ton of fun. That's a hopeful, that's a fingers crossed on next Saturday the 22nd. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, again, good hanging out with you. Thanks for the flight today, you guys. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week and an even better weekend. I'll be looking for you on the TCAS, and until next time, everyone, take care. God bless.